Hey guys, Born Again here, and today I have a very special announcement for the universe of Nickelodeon, Born Again, Pikelodeon, Pikmin universes. So today, in light of the fact that Comic-Con is still going on as of right now, I think, in San Diego, and Marvel has just officially announced their big Phase 4 lineup, which is honestly kind of disappointing, except for a couple things. I thought it would be in me and Pikmin's best interest if I announced Phase 2, 3, and 4 of the Pikelodeon Universe as of right now. Now, I am currently in a call with Pikmin right now. Pikmin, say hi.
Hi.
And Pikmin has no idea what is coming in the Pikelodeon Universe Phase 2, 3, or 4. So this is going to be a surprise to him just as much as it is to you guys. So first thing I want to get out of the way is the fact that I have moved Gir's Magic Sword to Phase 2, and we are replacing Gir's Magic Sword with another Gir movie, which will just be called The Gir Movie. Working title is Back to the Girture, and you'll find out what that means when you see the movie. So take out Gir's Magic Sword from Phase 1 of Pikelodeon Universe and replace it with the Gir Movie. Alright, let's move on. These are the Phase 2 movies for Pikelodeon Universe. Let's talk about Phase 2. Alright, Phase 2 of the Pikelodeon Universe will consist of 6 movies. And I keep in mind that there will be no series or shows inside of the Pikelodeon Universe. Just going to put that out there in case anyone's going to be disappointed by that. But I just wanted to tell you guys. So, are you ready, Pikmin?
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off, the Pikelodeon Universe, Phase 2, which will begin after we complete our last project of Pikelodeon Phase 1, which is, I believe, The New Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. That'll be our only series. So, after that, we will start Phase 2, and starting off Phase 2 is the Gir Movie 2, Gir's Magic Sword, which Pikmin is writing the script for, or he has written the script for it, actually, and he has given me the best Gir stuff that we've ever dealt with. It's really great. I think you guys are going to love it. Do you have anything to say about it, Pikmin?
Not really.
Okay, what can you say that will just tease the fans about Gir's Magic Sword?
It goes way back into the stuff Gir has done on my channel.
That's something that's worth notice. If you guys don't know, Pikmin does have a series called Gir Plays. He does a lot of Gir stuff on his channel. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I should also say that if you guys haven't seen The Cursed Tomb of Amar, go watch it now. It's on my YouTube channel, and it is a Born-Studios universe movie, or a Pikelodeon Universe movie. It's the start of Pikelodeon Phase 1. It's a great movie. It basically introduces, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, if you haven't seen it, I would suggest leaving now. At the end of Cursed Tomb of Amar, Jimmy tries to reset the universe because his girlfriend dumps him, and he's like, everyone else is moving on, or his wife divorces him, and basically he hits the reset button on the clean slate, and it redoes everything, or so he thinks, or hopes. And it doesn't redo everything. It actually opens up another universe where the start of the Born-Studios universe just repeats. So in this next universe, you see the beginning of Invader Zim the Invader. So
Yeah, and Gaz is now Neptune from Hyperdimension Neptunia.
yes. So a lot of things are going to change. We're going to have a lot of fun with this because Pikmin introduced the idea, hey, what if we reset everything after the Cursed Tomb of Amar and basically had everything repeat itself, starting with the very first episode of Zim the Invader. And I thought that was such a brilliant idea because, with that being said, it's in another universe in their universe. So it's in another dimension, so we could have so many different things happen within that dimension. And most of the Pikelodeon Phase movies, Phase 2 and 3, are going to deal with this other universe where everything repeats. So that is Gir's Magic Sword. And then at the end of this, Pikmin, I want you to rank how excited you are from most excited to least excited, or least excited to most excited.
Okay.
So next, after Gir's Magic Sword, we have a new short film, Tales from the World War, Zeenu. Or just World War Zeenu is what we're probably going to call it. This is basically, if you guys have seen Neutron's Big Reunion, which is a Phase 1 Born-Studios movie, you know Sheen escapes Zeenu because it's about to explode. But this new universe is going to say, hey, what if that didn't happen? And what if instead of exploding, another alien race invaded Zeenu, and Sheen had to participate in that war? What do you think about that, Pikmin?
That seems pretty interesting.
He's going to use alien technology, and we're going to be like, what? How is Sheen going to get back to Jimmy? Well, all your questions might be answered in the next Phase 2 Pikelodeon movie, Neutron's Big Rescue. So, not much I could say about this, except it will begin, or Tales from the World War Zeenu will end with Sheen giving a distress call to anyone out there. Jimmy, I guess, will pick that up in Neutron's Big Rescue, and that will be the entirety of Neutron's Big Rescue, is going after Sheen and saving him, bringing him back to Earth. We'll see what happens. What do you think about that one, Pikmin?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Nice. Alright. After Neutron's Big Rescue, hold on. Had something on my tongue. After Neutron's Big Rescue, we have Zim Enters the Multiverse, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. We're going to have a Zim series in Pikelodeon Phase 1. I did lie, I said there were 2 series, but there's one series. There's going to be 2 series in Phase 1 of Pikelodeon, one of which deals with obviously the new adventures of Merman Man and Barnacle Boy, but the other one is Zim's Travels, where he's going to go all over the world and look for artifacts and also delve deep into, time travel and maybe. But I wanted to do Zim Enters the Multiverse not as a series, but as a short film where he kind of like opens the door, or maybe we get a glimpse of the multiverse or the universe we already know, where Jimmy resets everything. So, Zim Enters the Multiverse. What do you think about that?
Pretty interesting.
Alright, next we have Stranger Phantoms. Now, let me tell you what this is to you guys out there watching and Pikmin. Stranger Phantoms is an idea I had about Danny Phantom, and it's a little Danny Phantom story I cooked up. What if Danny in this new universe didn't have powers, and what if he never even existed to Tucker and Sam? So what this is going to follow is Tucker is going to go missing, and Sam is going to try and get into the authorities, but he's not going to know what happens, and Tucker is actually in another dimension, it happens to be, and Sam runs into a test subject experimental person named Dan. Or we call him Dan 11. And Dan 11 is going to be a freak subject of tests that was at a lab that escapes and is given ghostly powers to help try and find Tucker. That is Stranger Phantoms. What do you think, Pikmin? Obviously, it's a play on Stranger Things.
I think you should choose a different number than 11, because that kind of makes it way too obvious. And it makes it seem like more like a ripoff.
Will do. I will definitely change the name. I just made up Dan 11 right off the top of my head. We might just call him Dan. I don't know. And then, rounding out Phase...
Oh, how about D4N?
Okay. I will do that. D4N.
Hang on, I need to go fix something on my TV.
Okay, he will be back. Okay. Pikmin is back. Alright, so now we are going to round out Phase 2 of the Pikelodeon Universe with Airbender, which is a Avatar short film I want to cook up and make because I know a lot of people were not especially that interested with Aang's character in Globs of Doom, but we're going to make him better, we're going to make him bigger, and we're going to make him better than we ever have seen him in the Born-Studios Universe. So what do you think about Airbender?
I guess it'd be nice for all the Avatar fans.
Yeah.
Maybe you could also do something with Legend of Korra.
Possibly. I have not watched Legend of Korra, but I might have to watch it in order to do the Airbender series. We may even follow a different character. It doesn't have to be Aang. We may create our own new character. Alright, so out of those 6 movies...
Or it could just be Korra.
I don't really want to do Korra, because that just feels like a blatant rip-off and stuff from her character. I want her to have her own story. I want Aang to have his own story. We need a new character. Alright, Pikmin. Out of these 6 movies, Gir's Magic Sword, Tales from the World War Zeenu, Neutron's Big Rescue, Zim Enters the Multiverse, Stranger Phantoms, and Airbender, rank them from least exciting to most exciting.
Well, I guess the most exciting is Gir's Magic Sword, because I think the story I came up for is pretty cool. Then there's Zim Enters the Multiverse, and then the Stranger Phantoms, and then what was the last one?
There's 3 more. Neutron's Big Rescue, Tales from the World War Zeenu, and Airbender.
Okay, I guess then Tales from the World War Zeenu, Neutron's Big Rescue, and Aang.
It's called Airbender.
Oh, Airbender.
Yes. Alright. So, Phase 2. What do you think, Pikmin? Is that a good, solid lineup of movies?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, let's see if I can knock your socks off even more with Phase 3. Let's get into Phase 3 here. Phase 3 will consist of 9 movies. That is 3 more than the last phase. Alright, let's get into it. In the Reset universe, we will start Phase 3 with the Aquatic Avengers. This is a doozy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. Aquatic Avengers is going to be the story of one named SpongeBob, one named Patrick, one Sandy, one Squidward, one Mr. Krabs fighting one supervillain named Plankton and his army of Plankton, or his cousins, depending on what you like to say. And this will be an alien invasion story about how fish and Plankton invade Bikini Bottom, and then it's only
Are the Plankton supposed
to
be the Jatari?
one team to finish the job, and that is the Aquatic Avengers. Any questions?
Yeah, are the Plankton supposed to
Good!
be the Jatari?
Next movie we have is... I'm just joking. The Chitauri, I guess this is kind of like the Avengers movie from 2012. I mean, it's up to you, really, to speculate.
Okay.
So, what do you think, Pikmin, about the Aquatic Avengers?
Seems pretty good.
Okay, next up, next movie after Aquatic Avengers, we have the TMNT, which is going to be the New World's version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I figured we'd do our own personal spin on it, and we're gonna have them be killer turtles. And I'm just joking. They're going to still be ninjas. They're still going to be teenagers. They're still going to be mutants. They're going to be turtles. I have no idea.
And they're still gonna like pizza.
They're still gonna like pizza. They're still gonna have swords, nunchucks, staffs, and sai swords. I have not gotten that far into the writing process when it comes to our own TMNT movie, but we will see from there. What do you think about TMNT, Pikmin?
Seems good for all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans.
Right you are. And then after that, if you guys have ever seen those old 80s rom-com teenage movies like Breakfast Club or Weird Science or 16 Candles, following a group of teenagers in high school, we have a movie for you, The Rugrats. And The Rugrats is going to be basically the star of Rugrats, but they're going to be in high school following drama problems, boyfriends, girlfriends, the football team, how to get through school without being seen as a nerd, how to get the girl. We're going to answer all that in a kind of drama comedy, The Rugrats.
Okay.
Pikmin, are you happy with The Rugrats?
Sort of.
Okay. Next up, we have Timmy Turner. That is just going to be a full-on reboot of Timmy, except I'm going to not make the mistake of having a 30-minute chase sequence between a cop and Timmy Turner in a 50-minute movie that takes up most of the time. It's going to be a remake. We'll have fun with it. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to do some new twists and turns. Like, I don't know if Dimsdale in this universe will be a dystopian world. We'll just have to see. Are you excited for Timmy Turner?
Yes, if it means I don't have to stare in front of a chase scene for half an hour due to social obligation.
All right, next up, we have Danny Phantom and the Naked Light of Ectoplasm.
So what's gonna happen in that?
This one is not been really realized yet, but I am assuming it will be a sequel to Stranger Phantoms, and we are going to see what happens with that. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have Tucker see visions of some giant ghostly spider in the sky, and Danny will have to cross over into that world to defeat this.
I've always thought the Mind Flayer's head kind of looked like a xenomorph's head.
He's a spider. Next, we have My Life as... Wait, I should ask you, are you excited for Danny Phantom? Naked Light of Ectoplasm?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, next up, we have My Life as an Adult Robot.
Okay.
This one will see Jenny struggle through college as a robot, trying to find this guy that she wants to fall in love with, but can't because she's a robot and she doesn't have feelings or emotions, but she does, and it's kind of like the struggle. It's like her version of puberty, but why is she in puberty as a college student? We don't know, but she's got to stop a threat. Are you excited for My Life as an Adult Robot?
I guess.
Next.
So I don't really remember ever really seeing My Life as a teenage robot, but I'm pretty sure Jenny does feel human emotion.
Okay. Next. The Gir Movie 3. 21 Gir Street. This movie is going to be not an action movie, not an adventure movie. I mean, it kind of isn't going to be an adventure movie, but it's going to be a full-blown comedy, and I'm going to have Pikmin write this, and I'm going to help him write this. I thought maybe a basic premise could be him joining the police academy, but that was basically the premise of Weezer and Estevez, which got canceled. I forgot to tell you this, Pikmin, but I'm going to ultimately cancel that series instead of moving it to a different phase. So yeah, I don't know what to do with 21 Gir Street. I'm just going to assume we're going to write it down the line. It's still in phase 3. That's a while away. We have a while to think about this, but 21 Gir Street is going to be a full-blown comedy adventure movie.
Okay.
Pikmin, what do you think about 21 Gir Street?
I think it'll be good, especially if you keep in that twist that we've been talking about. You know what I mean, right?
Yes, the twisty twist, because it's a twist. Next, we have 2 more movies. We have Neutron's Big Collision. Ooh.
Okay, what's gonna happen in that?
So, as you know, that Phase 3 is going to be followed up by Phase 4. And Phase 3 of Pikelodeon Universe will have Neutron's Big Collision, which may see that world's Jimmy Neutron also use the clean slate. And he's going to hit the clean slate in the new universe, which will cause the 2 universes to collide. And we'll see what happens. That's all I'm going to say. I've said too much. What do you think about that?
That seems pretty cool.
Alright. And the final movie of Pikelodeon Phase 3 is 27 years prior. That's the name of it. 27 years prior. And you will see what that means, but not now. Pikmin, out of those 9 movies, rank them from least exciting to most exciting. I will send you the list right here.
Okay.
Ignore that doing Vegas part.
I guess. Well, first would be the Gir Movie, 21 Gir Street.
Of course.
Then Neutron's Big Collision. then 27 years prior, then my life as an adult robot, then... Oh, wait, no. Danny Phantom Naked Light, then my life as an adult robot. The Aquatic Avengers, TMNT, and then Rugrats.
Okay, no love for Rugrats. Wow, cool. That's okay. Next, we have Pikelodeon Phase 4. This one has 10 movies. One more than the last phase. Let's get into it. First one is 27 years later. The Gir story. 27 years later is going to follow 27 years prior. Now, let me tell you what this is, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled, I would recommend not being spoiled about this. But I have to tell Pikmin because we're going to work on it. We have to be spoiled because we are the creators, we are the workers, we are the endeavors of this universe. So if you guys don't want to listen to what 27 years later or prior means, get out of here right now because this will be the rest of the video. This movie will consist, 27 years later, the Gir story is going to be the first original universe, the one that had Katum in it, but it's going to be 27 years after Jimmy hit the reset button, and it's going to have Gir's story. And now, what this means, I don't know if anyone's ever seen this, but if anyone's watching this, but there is a movie called, I think, like 27 Months Later or something like that. It's a zombie movie.
28 days later?
28 days later. It's a zombie movie. So, in 27 years after Jimmy hits the reset button, it causes a lot... Well, they don't know this. They think that it just makes another universe. It doesn't. It is slowly, over the span of 27 years, caused all the universes to collide into one. There's like 200, I think, I made, or like something like that. 200 universes, dimensions. They're all colliding into one giant package, which has indubitably caused a lot of damage. And in one of those, or actually multiple of them, there are zombies. So the entirety of Phase 4 is going to be the zombie phase. So 27 years later, the Gir story is going to follow Gir as he's fighting his way 27 years after the Christian of Ramar, fighting through hordes of zombies trying to get to the cure. And there's only one way to get the cure, and we'll get into that when we get into the last two movies of Phase 4. So are you excited for 27 years later, the Gir story?
Yeah, that definitely sounds pretty cool.
Okay, next, we have 27 years later, the Leonardo story. We're going to see what Leonardo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, is doing 27 years after the Cursed Tomb of Amar. And we're going to see his story with the zombies and what happens to his brothers and Splinter. Are you excited for that one?
I guess.
Next, we have 27 years later, Jimmy and Sheen. It's going to be them dealing with their problems. Realizing that Jimmy is an idiot for clicking that button. And not only did he click it, but the other worlds clicked it. The other world, Jimmy clicked it. And so what happens? We don't know. But are you excited for 27 years later, Jimmy and Sheen?
Yeah.
Next, 27 years later, Timmy. That'll just be his story of zombies. 27 years later, Danny Phantom. We'll see his version of the zombies. Are you excited for those two?
Yep.
Then we have 27 years later, Uriah. 27 years later, Bikini Bottom. 27 years later, Jenny. Are you excited for Uriah's story, Bikini Bottom's story, and Jenny's story?
I guess, yeah.
And then finally, we have 3 more movies to complete Pikelodeon Phase 4. We have the next movie, When Universes Collide, which will explain the zombie outbreak and explain why it was caused, but also explain the only way to cure it is... Can you guess what it is, Pikmin?
Separating the universes?
How would they do that?
I don't know.
Okay, so it will explain that they need to separate the universes, but how will they do that? Well, that question will be answered in the final 2 movies of Phase 4, which are The Unit, Imperium Wars Part 1, and Imperium Wars Part 2. Boom! Big mega drop. Comic-Con, Born-Studios Studios, Pikelodeon. What do you think about the Unit Imperium Wars Part 1 and Part 2?
Seems pretty cool.
Yes, the only way to separate the universe is to use Imperium. It's going to have probably the biggest finale of any Born-Nickelodeon or Pikelodeon movie yet, and this is going to be the final phase of our Nicktoons journey. We're not going to be doing any more Nickelodeon stuff after this. After this, we're going to move on to another project that we have that'll take another few years to complete.
Can I still do Gir videos after this?
Well, we'll see. We don't know the ending of Imperium Wars. We'll just have to see. Alright, go ahead and rank those movies from least exciting to most exciting, Pikmin.
Well, considering most of them are 27 years later, I guess we'll go with Gir, Jimmy and Sheen, Timmy, Danny, Uriah, Jenny, Bikini Bottom. No, hang on. Gir, Jimmy and Sheen, Bikini Bottom, Danny, Uriah, Jenny, Leonardo. Then When Universes Collide and Imperium Wars Parts 1 and 2.
You're least excited for those. Oh, okay. That's weird. All right.
Well, no, I think I'm equally excited for all of these, but you're making me make a list.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't think about that. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. That has been the next 3 phases of the Pikelodeon Universe. So we will start with those, starting with Phase 2, after we complete the series, The New Adventures of Merman Manic and Barnacle Boy. So I hope you guys enjoyed and basically loved what I've done here with this series and what me and Pikmin are going to do in the future. And if you have, please like and subscribe. Pikmin, what are your thoughts on these next phases? Are you excited?
Huh? Whoa, what were you saying?
Oh, wow. Alright, I guess I'll end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!